Eastern Africa, these medium-sized cattle have the most dramatic and largest circumference of horn of any cattle breed. These horns are actually used as a natural cooling system similar to the radiator found in vehicles. Blood circulates through the horns to disperse heat and cool down the blood before it returns to the body, thus help regulating the animal's body temperature. And now the ancestry of the Watusi can be traced back to more than 6,000 years, making them the oldest breeds of cattle in the world.
Yeah, I can see it.
To your right, you will see some of our white lions, but we'll get a better look at them as we travel. Coming up on our left-hand side here is our Cheetah Conservation Center. If you look closely, you might be able to spot them. Lightweight, strong, fine bone with an elegant head and long legs, these animals are made for speed. Land animals on Earth. Now Bakir was born here 2011, making him 14 years old today. 5 to 20. Within the pride, there is also a definite order of dominance. Now people normally associate the lion with Africa, yet as a species it developed much further. Their domain now is limited to the south of the Sahara, with a small number still living in the forest, the Gir forest of India. Lions are the supreme hunters of the savannah. Now hunting is generally done in groups, but the act generally a bite to the neck. Now lions are able to kill animals that weigh up to 1,000 pounds. Considering lions are capable of bringing down prey much larger in size. It is interesting to note that in the wild, lions will gorge on a kill and then may go without food for approximately 5 days. That is not the case here, as they are fed daily. All of the meat-eating animals you see here today are called carnivores. They are each fed up to 6 pounds of AAA grade beef and chicken each day. All of the meat is supplemented with the necessary nutrients and vitamins to promote good health. Lions do also have Now, white lions are also known as blonde lions. The biggest misconception is that white lions are albino. At birth, the cubs are white, and it is said that they look like polar bear calves. As the cubs age, they will gradually darken in color to a pale cream color, also known as blonde. On the males, the mane and tail tuft remain a paler shade. Our dominant white lion name is Feta, as you can see here to our right, with the big glorious mane. Along with Feta, we have Bree, Kiara, and Shire. As you can see, we have our dog now. Dismissed as superstition, accounts of white lions have been around for centuries in Africa. According to African folklore, legends from over 400 years ago, lions were children of the sun sent to the earth as gifts. They now exist in a region of South. A number of white lions have entered the wild by the Global White Lion Protection Trust states that there are less than 300 white lions worldwide. Male lions begin to roar at 1 year of age and females shortly thereafter. You can take another good look at our dominant male lion on the right. As we are traveling throughout the park, you will notice our game wardens driving around in their zebra-striped trucks. And if we look to our left-hand side here, you'll be able to see some of our baboons. see 3 of our miniature cows, which are actually the miniature zebu. Now, originating in India, they are one of the oldest and smallest cattle breeds in the world. They are also one of the only true miniature breed of cattle, meaning they were not bred down from a larger sized cow.
Hey, he was scratching his butt.
This tropical breed handles the heat very well and is often found lying in full sun during the hottest time of the day. Now, our baboons like to seek the cover of the bushes and grass to keep out of the sun during the heat of the day. Baboons are found throughout Africa and the southern parts of Asia. They have a very interesting social organization. Their social behavior begins at birth, and each baboon has his or her place within the structure. The females will inherit their ranking from their mothers, and the male's ranking is open to challenge. If a lower-ranking baboon attempts to take food before a higher-ranking member, they will be punished by tail biting accompanied by screeching. Older baboons are afraid to, or at least very respectful. Females typically give birth every other year, usually to a single infant after a 6-month gestation period. When baby baboons are first born, they weigh about half a pound, their fur is completely black, and their face and ears are completely red. For the first month of their life, the baby stays in very close contact with their mother, and they will cling to the mother's underside, as this is the best position for nursing. When the mother travels, she will actually hold onto the baby with one hand as it clings to her underside. By the time the baby is 5 to 6 weeks old, it will then ride on its mother's back, sitting upright using its arms and legs to hold on tight. Once the baby baboon reaches 4 to 6 months of age, it will then venture away from the mother to spend most of its time playing with other young baboons. It is interesting to note that the dominant male will sometimes ask permission to play with the baby. He does so by smacking his lips to the mother, and this is a sign that he means no. The open plains are better for our animals like our zebra. Those sandy brown mountain goat-like animals you see are the barberry sheep. They inhabit the rocky desert mountains of northern Africa, and these animals live singly or in small groups and are equally as the adults. Adult males have long manes and horns which can reach up to just behind some of our Barbary sheep, those bright white antelope species you see with those brown patches on their chest are the scimitar horned oryx. Asian sword with a curved blade. They are predominantly white to reflect the heat of the sun and have a reddish brown spot across their chest with black markings on the forehead and nose. Over to our right hand side here, those large antelope you see with those long straight pointy horns are the eland. Now the eland are the largest of the antelope species. The distinctive characteristic of the eland is its enormous hollow horns. They are almost 1 meter in length, straight and spiraling at the base. The females also possess these interesting horns, although theirs are larger and more slender than the males. They will also have white vertical stripes on their torso, so from far away, the lines make them seem like their ribs are sticking out and that they are thin, making them less appealing to their predators. Also mixed in with the eland here, I'm sure you can see our ostrich. There is also another one just up in front of us as they are scattered throughout the reserve. Now, the ostrich is the largest living flightless bird. Although they cannot fly, they possess very strong and powerful legs, which enable them to run at speeds of up to 70 kilometers per hour. At one time, ostrich feathers and skins were very fashionable items, and this demand led Now over to our left-hand side here, I'm sure you can see our zebra to be the wild horse of Africa. Unlike the domestic horse, the zebra is almost impossible to train. Zebras have neither the horse's endurance nor the gentleness that make the horse a friend. Now, these rhinos that you see here are not actually white, but a slate gray in color. They derive their name from the Afrikaans word vide, meaning wide or square-lipped. Essentially a grazing animal, their broad, square-lipped mouth with a pad-like lower and less provoked. So unfortunately, the aggressive reputation they have been given is undeserved. In order to scare off intruders, and to communicate with other rhinos, there are a number of vocalizations used, ranging from snorts and snarls to squeals and pants. The beast. There are several races of wildebeest, also called gnu. The ones you see here today, as I said, are the white-bearded wildebeest, and they are the species that form the largest herd of wildebeest to inhabit the Serengeti. Today it is estimated that 1.5 million white-bearded wildebeest live in the Serengeti. They can survive without drinking water. This is because they receive enough moisture from the vegetation that they eat. Power of giraffes. Safari has the largest herd of giraffes in all of Canada. It is interesting to know that each giraffe have their own unique set of spots, much like you and I have our own unique set of fingerprints. When first born, giraffe stands at approximately 1.8 meters tall and weighs about 143 pounds. When fully grown, a giraffe will stand 6 meters tall and weigh about 3,300 pounds, as they are the world's tallest land animal. They are often referred to as the watchtower of the Serengeti, keeping track of predators as they can see above everything, and their amazing sight allows them to see great distances. It is interesting to know that the pregnancy period for a giraffe is 14 to 16 months. A female will have a calf once every 24 months. A mother giraffe often gives birth while standing up, so the newborn's first experience outside the womb will be a 6-foot drop. In 2013, we were pleased. It is interesting to note that in the wild, giraffes will sleep as little as 30 minutes a day and usually standing up. Here at safari, you will often see them laying down as they side. The great blue heron is the most excellent fisherman with those long, spindly legs to help wade in the water. Largest kangaroo species. Male kangaroos can weigh up to 200 pounds and are often. Females are smaller in size and a grayish in color and will be referred to as gills. Females will produce a single underdeveloped offspring after 33 days of gestation. The offspring is referred to as a joey. They are born blind, hairless, and almost the size of a lima bean.
Look at the one jumping.
Kangaroos are also marsupials, meaning they have a pouch. The joeys will live in the mother's pouch for around 5 to 6 months and are not considered born until they are completely seen. Kangaroos have long feet and therefore they can't walk slowly, they will use their tails for balance. Red kangaroos have long tails which measure up to 3 feet long and is used as a tripod to stand upright. They will move most gracefully when hopping and can reach speeds of over 80 kilometers per hour in short bursts. The red kangaroo can also jump up to 30 feet in distance and up to 6 feet in height. See, are a type of ox native to Tibet, and they are the yak. The coat of the yak is a thick and shaggy one which protects it during snowstorms and enables our Nilgai. The Nilgai come from the hilly grassland of India and are considered the largest Indian antelope. Both sexes have 2 white spots on each cheek and a white ring above each hoof, making them look like they are wearing socks with sandals. Only the male will possess small horns that average 20 centimeters in length. The males are also iron gray in color, and since they look blue in some lights, they are sometimes called the blue bull. And you can see our male here. They are reddish-brown in color, surrounded by lots of white spots in the summer. A deer is a large patch of white hairs on their backside to conceal its short. Now the takin inhabit the mountainous regions of western China and the Himalayas in Asia. The takin that we have here at Safari is the Szechuan takin.